According to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, about 1 in 5 Americans will suffer from some form of mental illness any given year. Despite its prevalence, there is still a large stigma attached to mental illness. And you know what? I'm sick of buying into that stigma. For about a year now, I've suffered from MDD, or major depressive disorder. I hope that what I have to say will help you understand depression and have more sympathy for those in your life that might suffer from mental illness. My whole life, people have admired me for my positive attitude and happy disposition. I hear it all the time. I've been called a ray of sunshine by many different people on separate occasions. For this reason, I've chosen to talk about the sun and how it relates to me. I'm going to discuss how I'm like the sun when it's shining and how I'm like the sun when it sets. First, I'd like to talk about how I'm like the sun when it's shining. The sun gives us life. It is bright and happy. I love to make people happy. I want people to feel loved and valued and important. I try my best to help others feel good about themselves or shed light on their day. I try to look at situations with positive attitudes and hope for the best. I love being with people and I hope I have a broad-reaching effect on others like the sun has on us. Summer, which is the sunniest season, is generally considered the happiest season, and I have been told by my friends that I am the cheeriest person they know. Now that I've covered how I'm like the sun when it shines, I'll now move on to how I'm like the sun when it sets. We would die without the sun, but even something so powerful sets. It becomes invisible to us, almost like it doesn't exist. When the sun goes down, it leaves darkness in its wake. In public settings, I am kind, vibrant, and positive. But in private, or when I set, if you will, there is darkness inside me, especially in times of solitude. I sometimes feel like I'll never see light again. Depression is more than just a bad day or even a bad week. Depression has affected my life every day since I was diagnosed. Some days are good, some days are tolerable, and some days are dark in a way I can't explain. I've tried everything to get rid of the darkness, but ultimately I just have to wait for the night to end. To close, I'd like to review that I am like the sun because I bring others joy and light, but I am also like the sun when it sets because I have depression. Luckily, we can always see the effects of the sun, whether it's during the day or at night. We can only see the moon because it reflects light from the sun. So even when we can't see the sun, we kind of can't. Luckily for me, even in times of darkness, I can feel the moon within me. The moon is like my hope that the long night will end eventually. Talking about depression makes a lot of people uncomfortable, and honestly, revealing that I have depression to a group of strangers makes me uncomfortable. But it's just ridiculous because if I had cancer or the flu or a heart condition, I wouldn't feel uncomfortable telling you about it. Depression is as legitimate as any other illness. So here's to talking about dark moments and being true to the parts of you that are like the sun or parts that you'd like to keep in the darkness.